I hope that what I'm about to tell you will absolutely shift you, give you an epiphany. It's about what we're experiencing, what you and I, the light beings, are experiencing. We are shifting into a completely different way of thinking, of knowledge, of understanding, and it is, as a human, mind-blowing. As a light being, it's home. Something's happening so beautiful. It is the golden era. It is the great awakening. It is the shift. I'm going to explain what it is, and when I tell you how things operate in that quantum field, that amazing, beautiful space that we share, that we all are, you may completely change your life and go into a space of peace and joy and just a knowing that is so dynamic, and manifestations, healing, all the things that you're capable of right now can start to happen today. Let's go. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. We're going to talk about that constantly. I'm going to focus on breakthrough fear. That is the whole foundation of my teachings, is not to believe that fear is something that we avoid and we struggle with, but to accept it because we created it. Now I'm going to get right to the point here. We are in a holographic illusion. Of course we are, because everything's something, and it's all one thing. It's all just a creative expression of one energy, which is the one source, God, source, the one, whatever you want to name it. We're done with labels also. When you go into a higher realm, labels don't even make sense, because you realize there is no one thing that can be defined, including you. Now we chose a program to experience feelings and emotions, to experience what it's like to be really sort of the opposite of what we know as the highest being that we came from. We are here to experience every possible facet of the one, and you, appearing as an individual, are able to do that, and as an individual, making individual choices. So the illusion of being individual allows you to believe that you are a singular person, which you are not. We are now understanding that we're not. Now here's what I hope will shift you. If you didn't already know this, and maybe me stating it this way will make you understand it even deeper. The program that you are in, the illusion, was not something that you joined that exists. It's something you created. All of us did. It's not something that we get plopped into to play out. The entire program is 100% only reflecting back what we are. It is not a punishment or a prison. The prison is what we created. Now, I want you to think about that. Everything you're experiencing is not happening to you. It's you happening. It's you and I contributing to the game. It evolves on a moment-to-moment basis according to our thoughts, our frequency, and our beliefs. And of course our actions. All of it create the ongoing matrix. It's not a matrix, it's not a game that just exists that we play out. It continually changes according to what we believe. Therefore, it's moving with us. It is a reflection 100% of exactly what we are. Everything that's happening on this planet is a direct message of who and what we are thinking, believing, and playing out. It is not something that happens to you, the victim or the poor person, or why is this happening, or they are this or that. We're all the they. We are they. I am. Therefore, no matter what other individual you see, we are all a collective that is creating either a planet, which is our program, of amazement and unconditional love, compassion, giving, or one of conflict. We're doing it. So what we've believed before, and I talk often about this, the Matrix is a program running. But what I don't explain in detail, and I think you're ready for this, you are totally ready for this, is that program is us right now, not something you have no control over. You didn't join it to try and change it. It is always changing according to exactly who and what you are right now, all of us. We have the power to change it in one split second. This entire planet, the whole program can completely shift into something continually different. Now, that just happened February 1st. I don't know why, but I explained in my last video, there's no such thing as time. We are now understanding that as humans, and the more we realize and stop believing in it, the more it gets messed up in the program. It's actually not, I use the term get messed up, the more it appears to be chaotic in the program, because it's not functioning as this thing we believed it was. So the more we realize it doesn't exist, and we are getting out of being on a schedule, which I shared with you, 20-some million Americans quit their jobs here. They don't want to be on schedules anymore. So we're going into a thought pattern of freedom and flexibility and no schedules. Therefore, the program shifted. It is now not a linear time. Here is what. So all these dates that I had on my schedule, all my webinars, meetings, coachings, all every single one of them. We're talking about over a dozen, plus social events, completely either got changed, postponed, canceled, missed, whatever. And I told you in the last video, the message was, oh my gosh, time is shifting. We're not on time anymore. And we don't want to be on a time schedule anymore. Therefore, the program is reflecting back what we're thinking. And so this is just not happening like clockwork anymore. And you guys have all said you're feeling some weird time shifts. Hearing a lot of that from you guys, like time missing or gaining, or things, in different places, because we're shifting in and out of different realities at all times, because we're expanding our mind and our thoughts about what this program is. We know now it's an illusion. We know it. We know that we aren't just this thing, that this is just one grain of sand of the many explorations and adventures going on out there. And that every time you have a thought, you switch your path. Every single time. And when you take an action, you completely change your entire pattern as a human being experience. Completely. If I go to the store right now, my life completely changed just from going to the store. Because everything I do at that moment in this non-time time changes. I changed everything. So you can change anything, and one little thought can do that. And you're in a holographic program that you can change. And so if you expand your mind into the power that you really are, you'll start to experience it. So my miracle circle, if you guys come on over, it's less than $30. 1 month of training. I give training and a miracle circle webinar, a meditation. We go into the miracle circle where we concentrate on the highest level of perfection. We send our light and love to the planet. We do this every month. And so what does that do? We are changing the program just with our thoughts, because we're part of the collective. Now everybody has a choice within that to go whatever frequency. Some people may be playing out darkness. So many of us are pulling our attention off that and not complaining about it and saying, okay, what am I going to do? We're becoming so much more empowered. And so we're taking action, and that's why. That's why so many people coming over and taking this training and empowering themselves, getting education skills, creating their own businesses and saying, I'm taking control. Why have I been sitting back and handing my power over? So the program where there's a 1% of the population controlling everybody, we're now going, wait, what? That doesn't even make sense. Okay, we handed our power over, we really did. But we can change it because the community changes what we eat, what we do, where we go, how we work with one another. And if we stop watching the programming that gets us in fear and hating one another, creating lines, they love it. They love that. Let's get them fighting with one another. Yeah, we'll take sides. We'll tell all kinds of insane stories about what certain people are doing. That'll make people hate, because the lower frequencies don't care what the subject matter, how they get to do it. If they can get you to hate and separate and argue, they've done their job and they're working on it. The media spreads nothing but fear. Why would you watch it? It's misinformation, and it is owned by that 1%. 100% a fact. It's owned by the 1%. What do you think they're going to allow? It's time for us to get wise. And so many of you are saying, you know what? I don't even have time to watch that garbage. I watch nothing but documentaries now, and I've watched the most amazing things. I'm praying that Jean Aspen will allow me to interview her. I watched a series of documentaries they did living out in the wilderness in Alaska. It was the most amazing thing. And I want people to know that there are people out there living completely different lifestyles. And you can do it too. You don't have to go off grid. We can be in cities and we can change our world. If you have a choice, you better make the best possible one, including plastic. No more plastic. Go to LandriaOnkka.com. I have healthy choices. Click on that tab. You'll see the tennis shoes that I recommend. You'll see all the products, everything, and I choose as often as possible products that don't even put packaging in plastic. We're making a huge freaking difference. Huge. So what happens? The whole program changes because the program is us. We're the ones doing it. When we're happy and loving, the program is happy and loving. And so the world changes. And there's no program fighting happy, loving people. We are it. It's just a frequency vibration. That's all it is. When you shift into that and you stop finding fault in other people, telling people what they should do, how they should act, how they should speak, then you accept that we are diverse, beautiful, amazing creatures that the one created, and that one is you. And the program is only the reflection of what we think, believe, act, do, speak. It's so subtle, and it's changing. February 1st, reflecting the freedom that we want and the choice. This is amazing stuff. Tell your children that they can be anything that they want. Shut off all negativity and violence for yourself and especially for them. It's programming. And that's part of the matrix that those who would have you live in fear are putting into the program. But it can't exist unless we participate in it. And that's what quantum physics is. Entanglement means it doesn't exist until I place my attention on it. So you'll hear people say, oh, you're putting your head in the sand. You're ignoring it. I want you to show me one video out of 2,000 I've made where I ever said to ignore anything. It's the opposite. Action for me is taking the action to create a solution specifically for the thing that other people are placing their attention on and getting their heart up, their heart rate, the blood pressure, and getting upset. That creates it. It fuels it. We're understanding that now and saying, wait a minute, I'm not making a change over here. And what I'm seeing may not even be true. Everything's true if you believe it is. We're changing it. And it's huge. And there's nothing you can't do right now. And those of you who want to come join us, the hundreds of millions of people globally that are creating things. You don't have to do it alone. We've got mentors. We've got a whole staff of people that help you create it step by step, everything. You don't have to have products or services or any background. Do it. Come on over. Down below, free stuff, manifest anything, go through my training. Come on over and take Breakthrough Fear. I'm giving a discount right now. It's going away, and I've got a whole new program coming in. And I'm going to help you move past it. Because whatever the residual feelings of what we've experienced up till now, that energy never goes away. It never gets destroyed. It just transforms. We need to transform it if we want to live in a higher frequency. So you don't disregard your past experiences. You just think of it differently. And then you use it as empowerment to make a positive change, to show other people that you can live a life of abuse and triumph over, that you can actually forgive, and that the first person who heals from that is you. But you have to be the demonstration of that. If you're trying to teach things you're not living yourself, that's false advertising. You can live it yourself. You can create miracles. You hold that power. So is that cool? Do you like this? Do you like that the Matrix is just us? It's 100% what we're thinking and feeling. That's it. It is not something we've placed in that happens to us. It is not separate from us. It is us. We are the Matrix. If we're everything, we're also the program. We're the programmers, the program, the players. And we'll be the same energy field after you leave this body, and you're going to transform and create into something else completely different that the human mind can't even imagine. How amazing is that? We want to master this because we created it. And our whole point here is to go into that high frequency and understand and reveal the jewels that we've been carrying around in our pockets the whole time. All you have to do is reach in. They're there. You are absolutely amazing. So please subscribe. Share the message to people. We're totally empowered. We're totally in control. And that how you think of that other person that you think is evil is going to determine your future, not theirs. So if you want to point fingers and say that that's wrong, who are you calling wrong? The one. I don't think the one makes mistakes, do you? I know the one doesn't make mistakes. Everything's intentional. And there's no judgment on the other side. But whatever you do here, you'll experience as the receiver of whatever you've given. Everything you give, you receive yourself. And at some point, you're going to have to know what that feels like. So be amazing. Love others. Try to see things in a different way and know that when people do certain things, they're coming from pain. They're coming from pain. So bless them and move on. You don't have to hang out with it either. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.